devil. He's a devil. He's a devil in his own hometown. On the level, he's as funny as a clown. He spends a 5-cent piece, thinks nothing of it. His pants all creased, red vest above it. And when it comes to women, he's a devil. He's a devil. He's a devil in
literally saying things straight out of Putin's playbook.
Franco had used a version of that. Mussolini has used a version of that. Hitler has used a version of that.
Similarities to what happened in Germany and what's happening now in America are just undeniable.
Deportations, expulsions, a deep form of politically potent illiberalism has always been with America.
Troops in an American community and threatened to send them into more communities across the country. Here's what he had to say about that yesterday.
The line is that I'm a dictator.
I want to talk about the new warrior ethos.
Is calling the Democratic Party a domestic extremist organization.
So a lot of people say, if that's the case, I'd rather have a dictator. They would get the right to do anything I want to do. I'm the president of the United States.
Yesterday of some of those DC soldiers, on DC trash patrol with no crimes to fight, no protests to break. They are picking up garbage around monuments in the Capitol wearing reflective safety vests over their camouflage working uniforms.
Though the flickering is between, I can see the picture of a president doing what he was elected to do.
Begin the largest deportation operation in the history of the United States. They're coming from everywhere. They're coming at levels that we've never seen before. It is an invasion indeed. And they kill people and they get out.
I want to talk about this fucking guy.
Basics. And one of those basics is the warrior ethos.
We're restoring the warrior ethos.
My job is to revive the warrior ethos inside the military, get back to basics.
That was when the big crime in this country started.
That's what Donald Trump asked me to do. Your job is to bring a war-fighting ethos back to the Pentagon. Your job is to make sure that it's lethality, lethality, lethality. Everything else is gone. Everything else that distracts from that shouldn't be happening.
Budget. He's funneling tens of billions of dollars to build detention centers. In LA, protesters tried to obstruct him, so Trump called up the National Guard.
Is this what these guys signed up for? I've seen those commercials. Be all you can be.
The biggest deportation operation in U.S. history.
Maybe fight fires and help in the floods.
Also, lethality, then should we be deploying those people against Americans? They mobilized 2,200 National Guard soldiers from as far away as Louisiana, by the way, who have lives and jobs, to come to Washington and do the work of the National Park Service.
And then it flickers, my eyes refocus.
I think it's time for us to start asking some very hard questions about the root causes of this violence.
Are you fucking Satan?
No, I'm not fucking Satan.
We're just sort of hanging out. Oh, come on, President Trump. With everything you've been doing, pretty much the whole country thinks you're fucking Satan now.
See the evisceration of due process.
Show me right now.
Where's the warrant?
Bobby! This is illegal!
Get off!
Watch our back. Watch our back. Watch our back.
I'm not fucking Satan.
Can we go, please? He is fucking Satan. That guy's definitely fucking Satan. What a stud.
Yeah, Fox News.
I see them building detention centers where it is extraordinarily hard for lawyers and families to reach the people in them.
I don't recall seeing camo and high-vis jackets. What are those, trash bags?
As the Washington Post reports, ostensibly they were mobilized to support federal law enforcement and local police, but in recent days those orders have expanded to encompass beautification tasks such as trash removal and groundskeeping around the National Mall and other federal properties. Service members may work on removing graffiti too.
And if you look, we really do have, I think, a mental health crisis in the United States of America.
Not Trump cleaning up crisis or disorder, but Trump creating crisis and disorder. A military or a paramilitary that answers only to him.
As debates on American tariffs continue, the question on every American's mind tonight, is President Trump fucking Satan? The president's been seen less and less with his wife and more often with his new pal.
Ask any Army vet how they feel about the standard issue item formerly known as the belt, high visibility. It is an object of ridicule and endless memes.
Yeah, this is right. This is right. Yeah.
How much are we paying these guys to pick up fucking trash?
Friends with the world's most infamous sex trafficker, that guy.
So, lethality, warrior ethos, mulch.
Making people all around the world say Donald Trump has got to be fucking Satan for sure. Well, for all of us who are still skeptical that President Trump is fucking Satan, Fox News has obtained some footage of President Trump seeming to be fucking Satan.
We're saying maybe we like a dictator. I don't like a dictator. I'm not a dictator. I'm a man with great common sense and I'm a smart person.
I realize you fired all the people at the fucking Parks Department. 200, in fact, in DC alone. They now have a fucking staff of 20. So now we have the fucking National Guard picking up trash?
I was at a golf course yesterday where the president was heroically golfing.
No.
You can just make out Satan going behind a bush and President Trump right there. He's fucking Satan. Karen, what do you think?
I think the president is definitely fucking Satan, and I love it.
This is perfect. Exactly what you would expect from the Trump administration.
They never saved any money. They did the same in tons of agencies, including the IRS, when they then had to hire a bunch of people back. We'll see if that works. They're mired in lawsuits with thousands of other workers they illegally fired.
The president could be fucking Satan. So we have a body language expert to show us just how it is possible. Well, if Mr. President Trump is fucking Satan, and I'm not saying if he is or he isn't, I'm just kind of hoping he is, he mostly likely is coming in from the back. Now, Satan has a pretty large physical presence, so we're pretty sure President Trump would have to get off.
You don't get 1 month. You get 1 year in jail.
No other president has done before. I love him.
You didn't think President Trump is fucking Satan? This definitely proves how he could be.
Get rid of the guys who pick up trash at $40,000 a year, and let's get some guys who make $70,000 a year do it. You know, a warrior ethos.
Service members on trash patrol strikes a funny chord, right? Soldiers wear camouflage to conceal themselves from the enemy they want to kill. Safety vests are what municipal workers put on so you can see them at work. And what you are seeing in front of your eyes is the cognitive dissonance of soldiers doing the work of a municipal crew in a supposedly crime-ridden major American city.
Yes, we're together. We've been together for months, and I want to leave him, but I can't because I'm pregnant.
Whole thing was a complete failure on its face, and now we have reached the inevitable point of American decline where we have our men and women in uniform with safety vests picking up trash because the civil servants who actually performed those functions were fired by the billionaire oligarch that Trump briefly deputized before their falling out. It's as dystopian as it is comical and insulting.
So now you all know I am forced to stay in this situation for several more years.
Murder a week. They call it a murder a week. You come here from Iowa, you come here from Indiana, you come here from Idaho because you're so proud of your country, you love your country, and then you get murdered. Your son gets murdered, your daughter gets murdered, you get murdered.
Satan is saying he's been trapped at the White House because he's pregnant.
During the campaign, you called Kamala Harris a communist, but the Biden-Harris administration, they never called for nationalizing a private company with the federal government like you're proposing with Intel. What do you say to some who say this is a bit hypocritical, and is this the new way of doing industrial policy?
Yeah, sure it is. I said I'd like you to give 10% of Intel to the United States of America. Not to me, to the United States of America. And I said, if you have them as a partner, you have the United States as a partner, I think that would be a very good thing for Intel. And he thought about it, a little bit different, and he said, I like that idea very much. We have a deal. And I just made $10 billion or $11 billion for the United States of America. And yeah, there will be other cases. If I have that opportunity again, I would do that.
Let's get our science expert in here to see if that's actually possible.
Yeah, demonic pregnancies work a little different. The term is butt baby.
All right, well, that seems to be it. Satan is pregnant with the president's child.
By God, we've brought back that warrior tradition. Lethality, right? Lethality. He said it over and over again. Warrior ethos, lethality.
This was a beautiful thing that happened in Washington because we showed that it could be done. And this wasn't just sending big, strong guys, and they are big and they are strong, physically fit, having a certain ability. Not a person that is woke and got the job through woke, but wasn't strong enough to lift a gun out of the holster, et cetera, et cetera. No, I looked at the police. As you know, last week I went over, we had a meeting there had to be 300 people, and they were all very impressive looking.
We thought it was only appropriate to present you with an honorary United States Marshal Service badge. And this badge comes with this little item right here, which is a handcuff key, Mr. President, because you continue through your policies and your efforts with your staff to unhandcuff law enforcement officers all over this nation.
So Fox News can now confirm Donald Trump has been fucking Satan this whole time.
Yeah!
For all the doubters who thought Donald Trump wasn't fucking Satan.
It does.
Because apparently that's all the Army ever does is lethality and restore a warrior ethos.
You should give me the Nobel Prize for...
A bunch of Nazis wanted to march in Skokie, Illinois, a community that included tens of thousands of Holocaust survivors.
I hate Illinois Nazis.
Rwanda and if you look the Congo, or you could say Serbia, Kosovo, you could say a lot of them. You could say, the big one is India and Pakistan. I should have gotten it 4 or 5 times.
What the fuck?
These are tough people in many cases. A lot of young men, strong men. It's actually mostly young men and a lot of rough people. When you look at that caravan and you look of largely very, big percentage of men, young, strong.
The aim here isn't just replacing the federal workforce, though, with part-time soldiers. The Trump administration is very clearly trying to get people accustomed to the idea of troops. Again, warriors, people trained to be lethal, to fight America's enemies, roaming American streets, where that lethality is trained on us, beneath enormous portraits of the dear leader.
A strong man came up to me, tough kind of a guy, and said, I want to thank you, Mr. President, for saving our country. And he had tears coming down his eyes. Men that were tough and strong, they'd see me, their tears coming down their eyes. A man came up to me and he was crying. Strong man, big, tough guy, but he was crying. Declaration establishes what they are calling a great honor for me. I didn't ask for this. The Trump route for international peace and prosperity.
I know who these guys are. These are the ones you're trying to get rid of. Just like the FBI agents you got walking around in D.C. acting like cops. These are the ones that aren't Trumpers. So you got them doing shit like this because of the warrior ethos.
And many Americans are noticing. And they are not happy with the state of affairs. In polls and protests and town halls, regular people are standing up for the freedoms they cherish about this country. I mean, you see it everywhere you look. Every day there's an example. You see it in elected officials like New York Controller Brad Lander when he physically put himself between migrants and the masked federal agents trying to disappear them. You hear it every day in the countless viral videos of bystanders, just normal people shouting down ICE raids, recording officers, protecting their neighbors.
All these demonstrators that you've seen out here in recent days, all of these elderly white hippies, they're not part of the city and never have been. So we're going to ignore these stupid white hippies that all need to go home and take a nap because they're all over 90 years old.
Trump deserved to have a Nobel Peace Prize,
and we will defend that, and we will promote for that.
I can't say this enough, and I'll say it over and over again, but if you vote for these people, you're a fucking idiot. But that's not what this video's about.
Come on, dude, pick a lie. Either everyone's big and strong, and that's why you need the troops, or they're old and weak, in which case you don't need troops to fend them off. You know, just give them some warm milk and a Storage Wars rerun.
You're seeing it in what's called untraditional protests, like that of the so-called sandwich guy who chucked a hero at one of those armed federal agents on the street in Washington 2 weeks ago. Today, that man, an Air Force veteran who served in Afghanistan, walked free after a grand jury declined to indict him on federal felony assault charges.
What this video is about is that if you support these people, you're a fucking pussy.
I see men in masks refusing to ID themselves.
We don't need to give you IDs.
And pulling people into vans. I see armed U.S. troops in camo, some on horseback, riding through MacArthur Park in Los Angeles like they're an occupying army. I see Trump sending in armed forces to take over the American Capitol.
And you know shit about a warrior ethos. I'm Zechariah, Lone Star Liberal. I do. The fuck? How is this not woke? Oh my God, they're picking up trash for the environment. You would think they would nix it for that purpose alone.
Has now declared Washington, D.C. a Mad Max hellscape.
Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people.
We're going to ignore these stupid white hippies.
Because, as you see, as people walk down the street non-violently chanting, "ICE go home," Americans are a free people. We have a birthright to that freedom that we've worked for and fought for hundreds of years, and we are not going to give it away to Donald Trump.
Because of the current mass lawlessness, which is completely made up, President Trump is assuming control of the Metropolitan Police Department and deploying 800 National Guard troops.
I love the camouflage and the high-vis jackets. My God, where is he? Oh, thank God for the vest. Y'all suck so much. I'm Zechariah, Lone Star Liberal. Warrior ethos. Y'all take it easy.
To join appeal to Nobel Committee to award President Trump with the Nobel Peace Prize because
If Pam Bondi investigates a flag burner, flag should never be used as wearing apparel, bedding, or drapery. The flag should never have placed upon it, nor in any part of it, nor attached to it, any mark, insignia, letter, word, figure, design, picture, or drawing of any nature. The flag should never be used for advertising purposes in any manner whatsoever. It should not be embroidered on such articles as cushions or handkerchiefs and the like. The flag represents a living country and is itself considered a living thing.
Basically, the government is paying roughly $1 million a day for gardening and custodial services. If only there was a government agency that addressed government overspending.
And Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, fresh off of installing bathroom monitors, who promised the military would flow into the capital and other cities as needed.
You will see them flowing into the streets of Washington in the coming week. They will be strong, they will be tough.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't negotiate, let's investigate, we'll accelerate, and we're taking him down.